Many people struggle with anger, and as a result it's viewed as a negative emotion that is better suppressed than embraced. Like all emotions, if anger is left uncontrolled, it can be detrimental to your life, but at the same time, if controlled, it can be the driving force that few have. In this video, we look at how someone used their anger to propel their success. If you enjoyed today's video, then please let me know by leaving a like, and you may be interested in subscribing for more content like this. So today's video is going to take a slightly different shape, as I want to tell you a story about a boy. Now, this boy grew up in poverty and had an abusive mother and a drink-addicted father. His childhood was difficult, at times unbearable, and in order to try and find moments of peace, he would have to lock himself in his room with nothing but his thoughts. It was in these moments alone he would become angry about his circumstance. The idea that two parents, people who are meant to show their children love despite all things, could disdain his very existence, left him bitter and resentful. It was no better at school. The boy would go and he would see the other children, like him, but happy. Those children had love showered on them at home, and he had nothing. This would result in him getting into fights, getting suspended, and forced to spend more time in a home with parents who brought him even greater misery. You see, in these moments we have to take stock of two factors in the boy's life. The first is his anger and resentment stems from the lack of love and affection at home. His parents weren't taking responsibility of their child, and the impact it had was he suffered as a result. However, the second and equally critical point to take is the boy let his anger consume him. It resulted in him acting and lashing out at others. He wasn't aware of how to take responsibility to make his own life better, and so the pent-up energy built from within was released in negative and destructive actions. This behaviour carried on into the boy's adult life, because as he grew older, the resentment never went away. If anything, the anger grew within him. He no longer feared the abuse of his parents. He'd react with violence if he deemed it necessary. He wanted to get out of the life he led, and as he struggled in school, he was drawn towards a life of crime. Now, this generally consisted of theft and mugging people on the street, but the result was he had to regularly spend time inside of a cell. It's here we understand that anger, if uncontrolled, will leave you making decisions you will regret. The boy, who was now a man, didn't manage his anger and let it cloud his judgment to take decisions that would result in time inside prison. It was also a lack of confidence in himself because of his circumstance that made him make choices that would ultimately harm him rather than benefit him. However, in his early 30s, the man was sat in his cell after being caught following his most recent bad decision. Now, while alone, in the dark, with only a glimmer of light coming into the cell, he thought to himself, is this really it? Is this really all my life is going to lead to? In this moment, this critical instant, this man, abused as a boy, struggled to find his place in school, making poor decisions in early adulthood, and now in prison, this man made a decision. He shifted his mindset and said to himself, I have to change my life. Without excuse, I will work until I can say with pride, I've achieved my goal. At the end of his sentence, the man left prison with nothing to his name and sought to make a living. Having an interest in cars, he searched for a job working in a local garage. He got rejected again and again, because when employers saw him, they saw the criminal past, not the man in front of them. Eventually, he got a job with minimal wage. He worked hard. Every day without fail, he would show up and make an honest living. Soon he was able to rent an apartment and pay bills, but this job and the pay didn't satiate his hunger. You see, his anger had never gone. He still felt frustration at his circumstance. It's at this moment the man thought to himself, this can't be it for me. I have to keep going. I will keep going. I'm a freight train and I've only just started gaining steam. I'm going to go forward, persevere through good times and bad. I'm going to build momentum and push forward without fear. I'm a freight train and nothing will stop me. If I encounter obstacles, I will bulldoze my way through and power on to my dream. From here, the man went working for a small garage to owning his own. then another and a third, eventually building a successful chain. That man learned a vital lesson. He learned to control his anger for positive results, not letting his anger control him. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please share it with friends or family who may find it of interest, and consider subscribing for more content like this.